you today? I hope you're fine. I hope you're going to have a really nice day.
Everglade was easily the hardest song to do on this album. The song at the time of shooting this video was, 12 years old? Thereabouts, the music from it. It was a song that Jacob wrote many, many years ago about a lady that I believe she had Alzheimer's. And when we were working on this album, I wanted to use the song. It was originally called Empty Eyes. And our grandmother at the time was living with our parents, and we would go over and help take care of her because she's got dementia pretty bad. And I asked Jacob's permission to repurpose the song to be more about our grandmother, since it's still in the spirit of the original intent of the song. And he was like, absolutely. I kind of hate the lyrics for that song. I was like, well, he wrote it in high school, and unless you're a prodigy, the high school lyrics are just super forced and derivative every step of the way. I loved the chorus. I didn't want to change the chorus at all, except for, I think there are just a few minor tweaks to it. But the verses, he wasn't happy with the melody, he wasn't happy with the lyrics, and so I rewrote the lyrics to be more about how I interpreted our grandmother feels, because what a lot of people don't understand with dementia and severe memory issues is they lose their confidence completely. It's not just that they forget things, and they may even forget who you are, but the person you know dies slowly, even though their body and what their mind is evolving into stays alive. And it's called The Long Goodbye. And it's very much, that's an absolute truth, because the person that you knew, their confidence is gone. They know that they don't know, and it scares them, and so they're afraid of being involved. The lyrics were very much about that. And man, in the studio, it was so hard, because around the time that we were recording this song, we actually had to move our grandmother out of our parents' house and into an assisted living. I've had more hard conversations in my life than I would wish on anybody. And one of them was with her. When she still had all of her faculties about her, she told our dad, and I'm sure she told his siblings, that when the time came, if she started losing her mind, losing her memory, that she wanted to be put in a facility, because she took care of her mother up until the very end, and it was so hard on her. She didn't want to do that to her kids, but when the time came for that to happen, she didn't quite understand. She thought she was doing something wrong, and we were just honoring her wishes. So I sat down with her and I told her, this isn't us getting rid of you. This isn't us punishing you. You've done nothing wrong, but it's so hard because we can't be with you all the time. You need to be somewhere where you can be kept safe. And a couple of years ago, she tripped and fell and broke her femur in a place that was so close to her artery that it could have killed her if the surgery was off just a little bit. And so just trying to explain to her that, we're doing this for your safety, because what had happened if you'd fallen and broken your leg and none of us were here? Fortunately, our mom was here, and I was about 6 minutes away, so I could rush over and help pick her up, get her back in her chair. But if nobody had been here, there's no telling how long it would have taken to get her the care she needed. That was a lot of the pain that was put into this recording, and a lot of the pain that was put into the lyrical content and the musical content of this. Like I mentioned earlier, the song was originally named Empty Eyes, and I didn't really like the title because I wanted it to be something sweet and sad. So I asked Jacob if he would be okay with renaming it the song Everglade, because that was kind of ground zero for all of this. That's the street our grandmother lived on was Everglade. and when she really started fighting with her dementia, and when her mom was going through dementia, was on the Everglade, at the Everglade house. So that's where the song title came from, and it was immediately the perfect fit. One of the other things that went into the song, if you've listened to it, there's a voicemail at the beginning from our grandmother to Jacob. She was always real good about calling us on our birthdays, and I don't know what the circumstances were exactly, but Jacob wasn't where he could answer, so she left him a voicemail, which turned out to be an incredible gift. I had the idea of, I would love to get Mima's voice, whether we have her read something or if we have a recording somewhere, to be able to put at the beginning of that, from it just to put some flesh and bones on this song. And then Jacob was at Randy's house one night, and they were talking about it, and I don't know if it was a text or a phone call or a conversation at the office, but Jacob was like, so I have a voicemail from Mima from one of my birthdays that I never deleted. I've still got it. And I think that would be the perfect thing to put at the beginning of the song. And I was like, it's, interesting you should mention that, because I was having the same idea. And so it was one of those, I don't want to say great minds think alike, but we both, and Randy too, we all came to that same conclusion, and the voicemail is what we ended up using, and it's one of those things that's going to live on forever with us.